Hello everyone, we talk about national condemnations, the North Borneo crisis, and trouble in Finland in this episode of the NationStates Commonwealth of Liberty Weekly News Report. Before we get started, I would just like to remind you all to like the video and subscribe to make sure the news you receive is as up to date as possible as opposed to like 2 weeks late. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. At the start of the week, the 2022 Sudanese elections occurred in Africa, resulting in a surprising victory for Salva Kiir and his Liberal Party. The party won 62 out of 177 seats in the National Assembly, a majority, with Kiir winning 18,810,000 votes for the presidency. Next, in news regarding the escalating North Borneo crisis, the Indonesian government formally responded to the declaration of martial law by pushing for compromise. Indonesia also called for the allowance of the entry of IPDEC observers into North Borneo to prevent human rights violations. Newly elected Philippine President Benigno Aquino III condemned the Japanese declaration of martial law in North Borneo. The Philippines considered adding 1,200 soldiers to the 2,000-strong garrison in Zamboanga, Mindanao. Next, French President Emmanuel Macron reaffirmed French relations with Indonesia, formally returning diplomatic ties following the successful election of Prime Minister Puan Maharani. France has announced that the foreign exchange program, trade deal, and space tech agreements reached between President Macron and former Prime Minister Janssen have been resumed. In South American news, the Southern Cone National Union of La Plata announced that the new Triumph Party was banned following reports of improper rhetoric. The party leader Alejandro Biondini was arrested at his secondary residence in Mendoza, Argentina. The party headquarters in Buenos Aires was also raided by Argentine police. In similar news, the Swedish government banned the Social Democratic Party and the Left Party due to fears of insurrection. The Riksdag, or the Swedish Parliament, has explained that the law will only prevent people from voting for these parties and will remove the remaining Social Democrat and Left Party members from office and military positions. Many people have criticized the decision, claiming that the move was an attempt by the SEP, the ruling party, to gain more power and get rid of the opposition. In space news, the Egyptian Egypt-Sat-2 satellite was launched from China. The satellite will be used to transmit images to aid agricultural and urban planning. As a result of this, Egypt is the first African country to have full satellite assembly, integration, and testing capabilities. The 4-metric-ton Nilesat 301 communication satellite was also launched by SpaceX from the USA. The new satellite will enhance Nilesat's Ku-band communications while also adding Ka-band connectivity for Egypt. In Middle Eastern news, the Middle East Cooperation Organization, or MICO, has issued a condemnation of Japan after the excessive use of force in North Borneo. MICO President Arana Zahani has underlined the importance of eradicating terrorism but continues to worry for the freedoms of native North Borneans. King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia has also declared a condemnation of Japan following Japanese actions in North Borneo. These Middle Eastern condemnations were followed suit by a condemnation of Japan by Bangladesh. In Finnish news, tens of thousands of Finns took to the streets calling for the total withdrawal of Finland from NATO. The Ministry of the Interior has announced that the demonstrators have the legal right to voice their concern but are urged to collectively maintain a peaceful atmosphere to avoid any unnecessary arrest or use of force by police. The demonstrations continue to swell and an end is not in sight. Finally, the Indonesian army announced the deployment of 2,500 military personnel and 15 Leopard 2A4 tanks to the Borneo Space Center in South Borneo amid rumors of a possible armed attack on the space center. Defense Minister Prabowo Subianto has said that the military force was deployed to protect assets at the Space Center, protect French citizens working at the Space Center, and to conduct a raid on a resistance base in the South Bornean jungle. And that about wraps up most of the things we have this week. I will leave a link in the pinned comment on Sunday, the 14th of February, that will lead you to the Commonwealth Weekly newspaper, which is written every Sunday by a member of the community. Remember to like the video and subscribe for more content. And as always, this has been Skynautics signing off.